Well, you just have to learn to laugh at this point. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies video cast recapping tonight's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Colorado Rockies as the Phillies lose 11-2 to the Rockies. An absolutely just a disastrous game tonight in South Philadelphia. Yeah, amazing defeat for the Colorado Rockies. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I could sit here and rant all I want and make a rage video. I don't even feel like ranting anymore. I just don't. It's the same old story day in and day out. I mean, same old, same old. It's just the same old story for the Phillies every single day. Runners stranded on base. I mean, not just in scoring position, just on base in general. It's just bad baseball. I mean, so much for the opener, right? I mean, what a great job, here by Joe Girardi going with the opener. Wow. This really seems like it's working out well. I mean, not. This is just a disaster. I mean, it seems like every time this team, goes on a run, wins 4 out of 5, they do whatever they can to try to go back to 500, and they do a great job at doing that, right? They do whatever they can to try to get back to 500. So on that note, good job, Phillies, because you're now just one game over 500 as you sit with a 71-70 record. This is just abysmal. I mean, this loss tonight was just abysmal. As you pick up the scoring summary in the top of the second inning, Sam Coonrad started this game for the Phils, and at this point it was Bailey Falter, and he really faltered in this inning as he allowed a single to Sam Hillard, as he singled out a sharp ground ball to right field. Isiel Diaz comes around to score as it's now 1-0 Colorado, so the Rockies jump ahead to an early 1-0 advantage off of Bailey Falter. It wasn't like in the way this game was trending. It's only 1-0, right? You still have a chance to push across some runs here. Then in the same inning, Jonathan Diaz doubles on a sharp line drive to center field. Colton Walker comes around to score as it's now 2-0 Colorado. The Rockies now jump ahead to a early 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And they're seeing a lot of hits together as they would not be done. As German Marquez singles on a line drive to right field. Sam Hillard comes around to score as it's now 3-0 Rockies. The Rockies, like I said, we're seeing a lot of hits together here. And Berto Sion was in at this point because Bailey Falter just didn't have it at all. I mean, nobody out of this pitching staff had it tonight. I mean, hardly anybody. I mean, this was just abysmal, like I said before. So it's 3-0 Colorado. And pick it up top of the fourth inning. Charlie Blackmon singles on a line drive to left field the other way. And Jonathan Diaz comes around to score as it's now 4-0 Rockies. Matt Moore, the legend Matt Moore, was the one that allowed that RBI single. So 4-0. Then we jump ahead, top of the seventh inning. Trevor Story gets his 20th home run of the season as he homers on a fly ball to left center field. Kind of an underwhelming year for him, right? I mean, he's going to hit the free agent market. You'd think he's going to get paid a lot, but honestly, he hasn't had that great of a year. Only 20 home runs now, as it's now 5-0 Colorado. That was a solo shot. Then C.J. Cron gets a hold of one on a line drive to left field, his 27th of the season, as it's now 6-0 Colorado. So this is just embarrassing. It's just like, these launching these home runs down. Ramon Rosso, a classic Ramon Rosso moment right there, right? I mean, it just proves how useless he is. Let me pick it up top of the ninth inning. C.J. Cron again singles on a ground ball to left field. Charlie Blackmon comes around to score as it's now 7-0 Rockies. C.J. Cron doing some damage tonight in South Philadelphia. Then Yasan Diaz gets a hold of one as he hits a grand slam to left field. His 17th home run of the season to score Story, Cron, and McMahon. As it's now 11-0 Colorado. I mean, are you kidding me? 11-0. I mean, nobody in out of this pitching staff had a good night tonight. Nobody. This was just a train wreck all the way around. Just a train wreck. This is just a lackluster. This was just a lackluster game for this pitching staff. This was just embarrassing. I mean, what a way to embarrass yourselves against a team that's just awful on the road. And the Colorado Rockies. Then we pick it up bottom of the ninth. Then the Phils finally get on the board. Dieter Gregorius, wow, I actually did something. Only his 11th win of the season as he homers on a fly ball to right field. That's hard to believe. He's only hit 11 home runs. That's how bad he has been this year. As the Phillies finally get on the board now, 11-1 the ball. How about they hit the homer hat on him like he deserved it? We were down 11-0, and now 11-1 at this point. You're going to use the homer hat? I mean, that is just sad. I mean, you don't use it there. I mean, that's just petty. Using the home run hat there. I mean, that's silly. I mean, come on. You're down. At that point, you're down 11-1. I mean, in the bottom of the ninth inning, I mean, you're acting like it's something great. It's a solo home run. I mean, it's just. I love that homer hat, but that's just. It's. I think it's overused a little bit. I'm like, come on. I mean, it was kind of cool at first, but I'm like, okay. I mean, that's just silly. I didn't like that. You don't do that when you're down 11-1. Okay. Then Bryce Harper, of course, he did something good as he singles on a ground ball to center field and deflected off of Ben Doden. And I thought the ball, was kind of hit, towards the left side of the field. And so Duperera comes around to score in the RBI single by Harp, as it's now 11-2 Rockies, right? So they now just have only a 9-run lead, right? And that'd be your final 11-2 your final scores. Bryce Harper, of course, he had a good night tonight. Just such a wasted talent here in Philadelphia. This is just like, I don't even have words for this anymore, because honestly, you could just go back and take a look at so many of my shows and just replay. It's just the same story every single time. And this is just, you know what that is? It's a sign of a 500 team, and it's a sign of a team that has a lot of flaws. So Duperera only one hit at Leo spot. Scoring one of the game's runs. Segura finally gets a multi-hit game out of the 2-hole, and also mixing in a walk in there. Bryce Harper, a 2-hit night tonight. Having in one of the Phillies' 2 runs tonight, also drawing a walk. And JT Muto collecting a hit, drawing 2 walks, which is nice to see. JT at top of the order, 1 through 4. They didn't do bad. They did not at all. Didi Gregorius only 1 hit. But it was the home run to get the Phillies on the board. Like, he deserved that homer hat. Like I said before, he did not deserve that. I thought that was silly. Andrew McCutchen just looks lost. I don't even know anymore. I mean, he's clearly battling an injury or something. This just makes me sad, because he's not been that same player since he has come off that IL. It's just whatever. I mean, it's just like, it's a shame, because he was really tearing it up there for a while in July. And it's been bad. He's back at the level he was at the beginning of the season, and it's just so disappointing to see. And Freddie Gomez gets to start at third and does not do anything. And to go take a look at Sam Coonrad, who started this game. I just don't understand this. This is part of the reason why we lost. Sam Coonrad, yes, I understand, he's usually a late inning reliever, but why in the world you just leave him in for 1 inning? You're telling me he couldn't go, 2 innings? I mean, seriously? I mean, he had a good first inning, right? I said nobody out of his pitching staff had a good night. He was the only guy that had a good night. Just 1 inning of work, he did pretty well, striking out 1. And, Bailey faltered. We really faltered in this one. He really annoys me. A guy that has a lot of potential. He was awful. Couldn't even collect 2 outs. Only went a third inning. Allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, all 3 are earned, 2 walks, and only a strikeout. And Cam Brodesian, I mean, I'm not really going to go too hard on him, but Daniel Dios Santos, how in the world does this guy have a spot on a major league roster? Every single time this guy comes in the game, he is flat out trash. He is trash. And I usually don't like to use that word because it's just like not really professional, but I have no other word for it. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's just like a lackluster appearance. It's just like void of all worth. This guy's just terrible. What? I don't understand why he's continuing giving opportunities. Oh my gosh, I just don't get it. This guy's terrible. He fails against good teams. He fails against bad teams. This guy, he's just a failure. There's no other way to say it. Ramon Rousseau, another failure. A lot of failures in his pitching staff and a lot of failures on this team and this organization. All the way around. It's bad. It's bad. J.D. Hammer also, he looked shaky. So I just like this whole pitching staff looked lost. This whole team looked lost, except for Bryce Harper, who deserves better. He deserves to have a World Series ring on his finger. That is how well he's played over his career. It's not fair to him, right? I understand. Yes, he's still getting his paycheck, his very small paycheck, right? I mean, of course, I'm just getting there. Don't even give me about the Braves. Don't tell me about the Mets. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care, because clearly this team isn't taking advantage. So much for them beating the bad teams. I knew they'd find a way to mess this up. How many times to say, I'm like, won't be making the playoffs. They're going to find a way to mess it up. Because I know this team, I could sense it. Right? All you had to do is just take 3 up from the Rockies. You can even do that. Now we'd be lucky just to series split. You get against this Rockies team. Not only are they bad, but they're especially bad on the road. And then you got the Chicago Cubs coming to town. Oh boy, they're an abysmal team as well. You seem to can't beat bad teams like that. It's in the Phillies' hands, and they do whatever they can to try to fail. It just seems that way. I'll be at the game tomorrow night, 6:05, the first pitch, and I'm not even really that excited to go, if you want my honest opinion. You think I want to go and see this treacherous baseball? No, thank you. No thanks. I'd rather not see this. This is just embarrassing. I just don't have any other words for it. Like I said, this is just embarrassing. I mean, the Phillies really should just be ashamed of themselves. The performance that they're showing the fans. It's just heartless baseball. It's just heartless baseball. As Bryce Harper said after the game, we should be embarrassed for the performance we showed out there tonight. So it's good for a leader to step like that. And you know what? Bryce Harper is entitled to say that. You know why? Because he is the one that's actually going out there and actually producing. He is the one who's actually going out there and producing. He's entitled to say that. I don't have any problem with him saying, actually, in a lot of ways, I actually like it, because you know what? He's trying to prove a point, and he's trying to set an example for the younger guys that aren't really doing much, and not even the younger guys. I mean, Andrew McCutcheon, the vet, who's not doing anything. I shouldn't even say that, but he's setting an example for the younger guys about how to play, right? Guys like the Matt Viewings of the world, guys like that. Alec Boehm was up here. I would use his name as well. Forget the age. He's just trying to set an example. He's trying to, a big star like that. Sometimes it takes a big star on your team to step up and be a leader like that. Bryce Harper's at the point of his career now. He's 28 years old, been in the league now for 10 seasons, which is very hard to believe. But it's time for him to step up, right, and be a leader, and that's what he's doing. I love to see that, though. I mean, in a loss like this, that's one positive you can take out of this. Harp stepping up and being a leader. But he's got to be sitting out there in right field thinking, like, why in the world did I sign here? That's had to cross his mind, right? But I don't really want to talk too much about that. As the Braves defeat the Marlins tonight, as the Phillies are now 4.5 games back from first place in the NL East. Oh my goodness gracious, the Mets are exactly 500. We'd be lucky to just finish above them at this point. I mean, honestly, we're at the same point as the New York Mets are. Isn't that just sad? The Mets, isn't that just embarrassing? As they beat the Yankees are just awful. I mean, they're playing bad baseball. They've lost 7 straight, and they're just like a half a game up over the Toronto Blue Jays, which is just, I can't believe this. I mean, what they're doing. I mean, the Red Sox have now taken that first spot in the AL wildcard, which is just very hard to believe. Wow. I mean, what's going on with them? Wow. I mean, the Yankees are just, they're just another bad organization right now. I mean, Brad Cashman needs to go. I mean, that guy, he's just, I don't even know anymore. It's not the 1990s anymore. They don't have Derek Jeter anymore. They have Manuel Rivera to, literally solidify that back into that bullpen. That's just a bad Yankees team over there. I mean, I wouldn't say it's, bad. It's just a kind of a middle of the road Yankees team. It's just they're way too focused on launch angle and hitting homers and all that other stuff. It's just stuff that it just can kind of mess with your head a little bit. I don't even know anymore. A lot of these big market teams like Los Angeles Angels, the Yankees, the Phillies, they're not winning. They're not winning. And you go take a look at some of the lower market teams like the Tampa Bay Rays. They are winning, right? Of course, they haven't won a chip. But they made it to the World Series last year. They're 2 wins away from winning a World Series, which is pretty close. I mean, closer than what the Phillies have done over the past decade. And it's been a decade since they've even seen playoff baseball. So I'm dying for playoff baseball. It's a shame. Most likely another year we won't be able to see it. Don't give me the wild card. Don't give me the division. I'm tired of hearing it all. So guys, if you just watched this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. Link in the description section at Phillies Hats Instagram, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email link phillieshats@gmail.com. So 6:05 the first pitch tomorrow night. Freeland 5-7, 84-89 ERA going against Zach Wheeler 12-9 with a 2.91 ERA. I don't even know. I'll be there. With Phillies updates doing. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. I don't even know anymore. I'll see you guys.